Hey everyone, just another super quick, I promise, super quick question from Facebook. Someone had asked me how I was in social situations as a teen. I never noticed that I had any problems as a teen in social situations. I was just social. I was friends with everybody. Everybody was friends with me. It helped having older siblings that everybody really liked, and my it's a small town, so everybody kind of knows everybody. Um, I didn't feel like I had any trouble with any of it. Like I said, I had lots of friends, and no one ever said that I was awkward or anything. I couldn't have done too bad because my best friend, who I met when I was like 2, is still my best friend, and I know I had some weird moments in high school that she totally could have been like, "See, you have some issues," and she didn't. She's now a psychologist, but she does not do that to me. But she's a super awesome person. She's still my friend. She always says to me, "But you're just normal Kathy. That's all you are. You're normal Kathy. There's nothing weird about you." That's what she says. Um, so I did ask my husband, because he and I dated in middle school and in high school a few times. And I did ask him, did you ever notice anything weird about me socially? And he loves to bring up, for some reason, you see the look on my face, he loves to bring up that I would be talking to him on the phone, and I would get off of the phone chatting with him because the show Sabrina the Teenage Witch was on. And he couldn't stand that. He said he didn't understand why I was so obsessed with this show with the mechanical cat. And I have to laugh about it now because I don't know why either. It was a good show at the time. But it was a show for girls, boys. I don't think boys really understood that show. So he said it drove him nuts because he just wanted to talk to me on the phone. And I was like, I have to go because I have a show I have to watch. But when we did talk on the phone, I actually prepared lists ahead of time. And it wasn't just with him, it was with anyone that I would talk to. Back when I was little, there wasn't cell phones. So you basically like timed it with your friends of like, okay, I'm going to call you at this time tomorrow, whatever. And I would go home and make a list with my mom of like, okay, what things can I talk about on the phone so I have interesting things to say and enough to fill up like 10 minutes worth of time or whatever. And we would go through like, okay, what did you do at school and what was interesting here, and did you have any activities after school, and what happened over the weekend. And I would write it all down so that I could go through it one thing at a time, stuck on the phone. Interestingly enough, I found out many years later my now husband was doing the same thing. So while I had a list and he didn't know, he had a list and I didn't know. So we were both like, had our notes of what we wanted to talk about with each other, without even knowing it. And it's really funny because, we're like perfect for each other. And it really wasn't until I got my diagnosis at age 19 that my mom pointed out, like, we just kind of went back and reviewed my life, really. And she went back and pointed out a few things that she felt were awkward, that I now I'm very good at. Eye contact. Sometimes my husband, just the other night we were having a conversation, he said I was kind of freaked him out because I was not breaking eye contact while we were having a conversation. So I'm really big on eye contact. I am also aware of, gosh, lost my train of thought for a second there. So I'm also aware of, like, when it's my turn to talk in a conversation. I used to not, apparently. I didn't really notice these things, but once my mom pointed them out, I kind of just mentally checklist in my head while the person was having a conversation with me. I'd be like, okay, I'm listening to them, I'm hearing what they're going to say, and then I'm going to respond. And I can respond with a question or, fact, whatever. But I have to respond. And then the other thing was to remember that all conversations are not about me. All about me, always. So I learned that a polite thing to do in a conversation to make it less awkward is to ask that person a question about themselves or their family or, you know, something going on in their lives, to make them feel important and part of the conversation. And then I was a little awkward with ending conversations, and I will admit that sometimes still I feel like I am. I'll even go to my husband and be like, oh, did that sound weird to you? Because I feel like maybe I ended that awkwardly. That person's going to be like, you know, wondering like, oh, that was weird that she did that. But he says I do pretty good. So that's a plus. Anyway, so that was the, 5-6 minutes is my quickest apparently for this video. So thank you for watching. Please make sure you subscribe and like the videos and leave me any comments. I do have an email for this channel now, so you can email me. My husband will put it on the screen what it is. I don't know if it's .com or Gmail. I'm having yeah, it's late here. So he'll put it on the screen where you can email me if you don't want like your comments or your story or whatever to show up on my channel, because I know sometimes people don't really like to put their personal business out there, but I would like to hear comments, if you're enjoying the videos, what you're liking about them, questions you have. I just needed, it'd be good to have some feedback so I'm not rambling on and people don't really want to hear me. So now that you've probably laughed at me enough in this video, I'm gonna say goodbye and tell you to remember that this disorder does not define you. You can define this disorder. Thanks.